Hello, guys. I hope everyone had a great first week back at school. I know it's probably a tough transition from a 19-day vacation that you guys got to have, but judging by the week of training for most of you, you guys handled it pretty well. Today's Fireside Chat is going to be a little bit on the long side. So just a couple of things before I get into this week's theme. First, please make sure you guys are communicating with me and Coach Williams when you guys can't be making it to practice. You guys are old enough to write a huddle message, to send a text message, an email, a chat snap to either one of us, okay? You guys are getting older, and it's important that you guys are taking ownership and communicating to your coaches, to your teachers, and eventually your future bosses, okay? Once you guys get into the real world. Also, it's important to listen to announcements at practices, to check your guys' huddle messages throughout the day, okay? We are sending out important information that you guys need to know. If you guys aren't looking at those, you guys show up to practice and you're like, what's going on? Then me and Coach Williams, again, not going to be happy. You guys want to make the top dogs happy. Second, this upcoming week is our last week of off-season practices. Our first practice is Monday, January 24th at 3:30 at Oak Plain. We'll be meeting in the lecture hall. Please get there as early as you guys can. As you guys all know, the Oak Plain parking lot can be very crazy after school. Okay, all right, now let's take a look at our schedule for the upcoming week. Let me share my screen here. All right, Monday, it's gonna be a training day, okay? Your run should be somewhere in between 4 to 7 miles. I would like you guys to average 30 to 35 seconds faster than your regular pace. So if you guys are somewhere in between 7:15 and 7:30, try to think that you, at the minimum, your run should be somewhere in between 6:55 and 7-minute pace. The fastest that you guys can go is I want you guys to take a look at your tempo pace. Okay, so if your tempo pace is 5:40, I'd like you guys to run 40 to 45 seconds slower than that. Now, again, that is your max pace. Okay, after that, you guys are going to do SAM 3 hard. Okay, Tuesday, it's going to be a recovery day, 4 to 8 miles, strides and abs afterwards. Wednesday, it's going to be a workout day. Tempo. Here, we're going to do a 2 to 3 mile warm up, then the dynamics, 4x50 strides. Then we're going to do mile repeats at tempo pace. We're increasing our length of tempo reps. Okay, so here we're doing mile repeats at tempo pace. The goal is to do 3 to 4 reps, 4 by 200s at mile pace afterwards, 1 to 2 miles cool down, SAM 3 easy. Thursday, recovery day, 5 to 8 miles, abs. After that, our days that we will be meeting this week are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Friday, long run. Here, I'd like you guys to increase your long run by 1 mile or by 6 to 7 minutes. Okay, if you guys go based off of time. Strides afterwards. Again, focus on your strides. Okay, coming in from a long run, your legs are going to be heavy. Okay, and which means when they're heavy, you guys your form starts to break down a little bit, and we start to go a little bit slower. Doing strides afterwards teaches our muscles that we can go fast again and recorrects any form that was broken down. Saturday is going to be an easy day, SAM 3 hard. Sunday is going to be a unique day. It's going to be a workout day. I can't meet with you guys on that day, so I'm putting it up to seniors to organize that practice. It's going to be a 2 to 3 mile warm up, then the dynamics, 4x50 strides. Here, the workout's going to be 5 progression 1Ks. Start off at tempo pace and work your way down to 5K pace. Last year, we did this workout. Everyone seemed to be a big fan of it, so we're going to continue doing that one. We'll talk more throughout the week on when this practice will take place, where it will take place, and more about how to run it. Okay. So let me stop sharing my screen here. All right, now this week's theme is on what makes successful athletes great. Now I chose this theme because when looking at the last year and the athletes that we have, it's pretty obvious that we're good. We have achieved so much in the last year that we should be really proud of. But as I look at our program, our athletes and our goals, we all want to be greater. We want to get better. And one of those ways to get better is to look at what the best athletes do to improve. This is not one of those kind of talks where I'm calling people out. We're doing a lot of the things that great athletes do, but we need to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to get better. So I'm challenging you guys to be better. Now, a little background before I get started. I absolutely love sports. The first thing that I check on TV has always been ESPN. I grew up watching all kinds of sports, as my mom used to make the comment that if they had a ball in it, my brothers and I would be watching it from beginning to end. I've become a student of sports and the athletes that play in them. We all know who the great athletes are. They win championships, they win awards, and they break records. But there's so much more that makes them great. In this Fireside Chat, I will break down the themes of great athletes. Now, this is going to be a two-part series. Part one will cover the first three themes of great athletes. All right, so I included in the email the PowerPoint to this presentation and to these themes. So if you guys want to take a look at some of the major bullet points, you guys have that in your email. All right, so let's take a look here. All right, first theme is practice equals prepared. To quote the great Allen Iverson, we're talking about practice, man. Okay, sorry, Alan, but great athletes put in work. This seems pretty obvious, but I don't think the general public have any idea the amount of work that great athletes put into their craft. We see the finished product. We see them compete, and we are amazed by their stats, their top plays, the effortless way that they succeed in their sport. What we don't see is the amount of hours of practice. We don't see how many three-point shots that Steph Curry takes in a day. We don't see all of the tee shots or putt practice shots that prime Tiger Woods takes during the offseason. We don't see the amount of film that Peyton Manning or Tom Brady go through on a Monday after a game. We don't see all the morning runs that Rob Wiley puts in a week. During the school year, one video that I showed to my students is that in order to be great at a craft, it takes 10,000 hours of practice. Now, running is not recorded in hours, but the more miles and workouts you guys put in, the more success you are going to have. Now, we are always focused on meets. It's what we always look forward to when we show up focused and ready to compete well. The issue that many people have is that the excitement is not carried on to practice. It's understandable. When you're months away from the big competition and it's a Wednesday and the schedule says it's an easy day after a tough day at school, the motivation will be low. And because it's low, we struggle to be focused. We lack the passion. For some, this carries on to the next day and the next day. Before you know it, a good runner has lost an important block of training. They stay good, but they don't get better. When we look at great athletes, they come in focused every day. They see the purpose of that day's practice, and because of that, they don't go through the motions. Great athletes embrace the daily grind. Now, don't confuse this with that every day needs to be max effort. In our sport, we will barely make it through the season if every day is a 10. Instead, we need to make sure that we put 6 to 7 days a week of training. We are making ourselves better. Not just the days that Coach Stu organizes. Great athletes know that in order to get from point A to point B, work needs to be done, sometimes on their own, and when no one is watching, okay? Second thing is taking the scenic route, okay? I got this title of this theme from my grandma and grandpa. They were both known for going on epic road trips. They didn't have the luxury of GPS during that time, so they were dependent on maps. During those trips, my grandpa was known for getting lost. He did that quite often. My grandma would get upset, but my grandpa would always just shrug and say, "Babe, we're just taking the scenic route." Now that sounds like a cute story from a marriage that lasted over 50 years, but the reality is that every time they got lost, they would lose time. Time is a commodity. It is one of the most valuable resources that we have. As teenagers, you want it all. You want to hang out with your friends, earn money to buy things, have your own independence, and hopefully be the best runner you can be. Tie that in with responsibilities in school, running with your family. There seems to be little time to get those things done. One thing that all great athletes have is they make the time. They do all the little things such as eating right, sleeping, lifting, hydrating, stretching, and taking care of their body. They don't view these as a burden, instead of a necessity. Great athletes avoid shortcuts. They don't take the easy way out. They will go out of their way to make themselves better. Yes, it might be nice to go straight to the destination, but how well do you want to do when you get there? They're willing to make sacrifices, not do other things that might be more comfortable or easy, such as sleeping in, enjoying the football game, instead of lifting or doing sand. The scenic route will be longer, but how nice is the view when you achieve your goals? Doing the small things is the long route. Your view at the end will be looking at your PRs in the upcoming spring. It will be sharing your achievements with your teammates, coaches, and family members. All I know is that there are many routes to the state meet. When you get to the state meet, the destination, what will be your view when you're there? Will it be looking down at the blue track from the stands, watching others compete? Or will it be looking up at the stands, getting ready to race? Decide now what route and view you will want it to be. I'm pretty sure if you ask my grandpa, he'd love to take another scenic route with my grandma. Okay. The third and final theme for part one is home is where the heart is. We all have a home base where we practice. For an athlete to become great, they have to take that they have to have that environment, encourage and promote their skills. That environment needs to provide that athlete with as many tools and opportunities to succeed. It's up to that athlete to use what is provided to him. We are tremendously lucky to have the Des Plaines River Trail. It's a 30-mile trail, 30-mile plus trail system that helps us reduce impact on our legs and provide a relaxing way to get mileage. On the other hand, great athletes take what they can get out of the environment that they are in. They don't let the negatives, such as poor weather, stop their training. In other parts of the world, they don't stop their socioeconomic status from stopping them from having success. Look at Caribbean baseball players or African or South American soccer players who come from poverty-stricken areas. They use anything to compete in that sport. Vladimir Guerrero, not junior, this is his dad, he played in the fields of the Dominican Republic. He learned to play baseball by playing stickball, a sport that used a broomstick as a bat and milk jug caps as the ball. Some could say it was because playing with these tools, this made him become one of the greatest hitters of all time. He didn't make any excuses of, oh, well, don't have a baseball, don't have a bat. I guess I can't be good at it, okay? Now, there aren't many tools that we need as runners to make us successful, but are you making excuses for our environment, such as the lack of hills or the Des Plaines River Trail being closed or it being too cold outside or too much snow out there, not to work hard? Great athletes don't make excuses. Instead, they seek opportunities. The most important part of our environment is who that athlete surrounds himself with. Great athletes surround themselves with positive, hardworking people, whether it's teammates, coaches, and friends. Great athletes share their goals and dreams that allow those around them to support them. More importantly, great athletes are positive teammates themselves. They push those around them, creating a culture of hard work and positivity. Hard work is contagious. As someone who has been around many different sports teams, if a culture of positivity and commitment to doing the work right, special teams are going to be made. With all of this, there's pride in that work and where you came from. Your environment can motivate you to work harder and give you a sense of purpose when you're out there training and racing. It should mean something when you guys put that worn jersey on before meets and get a chance to compete with your teammates. Competing for this team this upcoming season is going to be something special. Do not take it for granted. All right. So this is part one. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this little lecture and I look forward to part two next week. Okay. One more thing. Sorry, little technology glitch here. One more thing is I hope you guys really enjoyed this talk because I know I did really enjoyed making this talk to you guys. We have one more week until the season starts. And I want every one of you to think about how you are going to be going from good to great. Think about what you are great at and what you could be greater at. Sounds like something I might ask you guys at practice on Tuesday. Okay. I hope you guys enjoy your day off tomorrow. I hope you guys put in a great training run. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys on Tuesday. I'm really proud to be your guys' coach. And yeah, and I'm sure you guys noticed I got a haircut. Okay. I'm trying to be my best David Laura. Which, by the way, David, you broke my heart this week, but I'm a very forgiving person. Please grow the hair back. Every one of you else that has long hair and curly hair, please do not get a haircut. Okay. It will break my heart. Okay. Anyways, I've talked for way too long. See you guys later.